Hello viewers, welcome to this video. In this video, we are going to be looking at how to use Argo CD along with Kustomize. So one of my viewers asked me if I could do a video on integrating Kustomize with Argo CD. So we had been looking at different ways to deploy your apps, deploy your applications manifest in Kubernetes cluster using the continuous deployment tool Argo CD. We looked at how to use Argo CD to deploy an app from a GitHub repository, from a Helm repository, and this time we're going to be using Kustomize. It's actually quite simple. And if you know Kustomize, in my channel I haven't actually talked about Kustomize, but I've got a video coming up in the next few weeks, and I've got one more video in the Argo CD series to cover about the Argo CD command line interface. How do you use Argo CD CLI to deploy an app and manage your applications and so on. And with that, I'll be wrapping up this Argo CD series. And then I'll be looking at the Kustomize. So there'll be one video about Kustomize that's coming up in I think the week after next. Alright, so this time I've got my Kubernetes cluster ready. If I do kubectl version -- short, I'm running version 1.18.6. Although you might be aware that we've got version 1.19 out, but I'm still using 1.18.6, and it's based on the Rancher's K3s. I'm running it in K3D. And if I do kubectl -n argo cd get all, so I've got all the Argo CD components running, the server, the identity server, dex server, cache, and all those things. Okay, so we've got everything ready, and I've also got I've logged into my Argo CD web interface. Alright, so for this demo I've got a GitHub repository that I was using for my previous videos. So if you go to just me an open source Argo CD demo, so that's the repository. I'll put a link to this GitHub repository in the video description if you want to give this a try. So for this video, I've created a folder here, Kustomize Demo, so that's what I'll be using. So if I go into Kustomize Demo, all you can see is a couple of manifest files. So these are the actual two manifest files. One is for deployment. And if I show you the deployment, it's a simple Nginx deployment, nothing fancy. Name is Nginx, one replica, and I'm using the default Nginx image. So that's the deployment. And I've also got a service to expose that deployment. And again, it's a very simple service. Name is Nginx and type is cluster IP. That's all it is. So now when it comes to the customization, so what I'm customizing it. So there's the customization.yaml file. And the only customization that I'm doing is adding a name prefix. So whatever resource that I'm deploying. So in my customization.yaml, I've specified I want to deploy these two resources that I've already got in my directory here. So the Nginx deployment, but if you remembered when I showed you the deployment of the service YAML, I'll specify the name of the resource to be Nginx. Okay, so deployment, the deployment name will be Nginx and the service name will be again Nginx, but I'm overriding that in the customization.yaml and I'm saying name prefix. So whatever resources that I'm going to deploy using this customization, it has to have a prefix of customize dash. Okay, so that's all it is. So it's a very simple customization file. So when it comes to doing the customization video, I will cover further more topics, but for this demo I think this is sufficient. Okay, so this is what we're going to be using to deploy in our Kubernetes cluster using Argo CD. So I'm going to add this repository now. Connect repo using https, type is git, and I'm going to choose https github.com/justme and open source /argo cd demo. So that's the URL for my GitHub repository. Click connect. Okay, so that's connected and I can go here and create a new application. So application name, I'm going to call it Kustomize Demo Project. I haven't got any project other than the default one, so I'm choosing the default project. I'm going to leave the sync policy as manual because I want to show you how it gets out of sync and how we synchronize it and all those things. Repository URL is the one repository that we added. Give it a few seconds, and the path is customize-demo. So that's the directory here. So this is the URL of the GitHub repository, and in this GitHub repository I want to use this directory, customize-demo. So that's what I've given it here. Oh goddamn. Okay, so let's go through this again. Kustomize demo, project, default, repository, and the path is Kustomize demo. Destination cluster is the cluster where we are running Argo CD. and the namespace. I want to deploy this Kustomize app in my default namespace. And you can see here it already populates some of the things that you can do with Kustomize, but I'm not going to worry about this. And click create. So now it's creating the app. It's going to pull the source from our GitHub repository, and immediately it goes out of sync because we've set the sync policy to manual. We need to sync it to actually deploy the service. So now if I go to the console and do kubectl get all, we still don't have any resource deployed. Alright, so let's deploy it. And now before I deploy, you can see here, so there's this deployment and the service. And you can see here it got the name prefix Kustomize-Nginx, Kustomize-Nginx for service and for deployment. So if you haven't used Kustomize, or if Argo CD didn't work with Kustomize, you would have got an error, or you wouldn't actually see this Kustomize- name, right? So you would normally see the deployment as Nginx and the service as Nginx, so which means our customization.yaml actually worked fine, and Argo CD can work with Kustomize. Okay, let's do a quick synchronize. Okay, so that's coming up. We've got a deployment service, a replica set, and the pod is coming up. The pod is actually running. So now if I go in here and do kubectl get all, so we have our pod Kustomize-Nginx, deployment Kustomize-Nginx, and the service Kustomize-Nginx. So customization.yaml has actually worked. Okay, so now let me go and do a simple change in my GitHub repository and see how things change. Alright, so before that, let me show you. So this is the deployment, and if I click on the deployment, you can see here annotations. And I'm going to make a change to the customization.yaml to add an annotation to all my resource. Okay, so at the moment you can see here these are just standard annotations that got added automatically. So now I'm going to go to my GitHub repository, Kustomize demo, customization.yaml, and I'm going to edit this file. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add common annotations and channel. I'm just going to add a random annotation. Let's say channel is just me and open source. Okay. And this is going to add this annotation to all my resources. So at the moment I've got the deployment service and the pod that gets deployed as part of this deployment, and everything will get this annotation once I sync it in Argo CD. Alright, so let's commit this change, and so that's committed, and here you can wait for a while and it will go out of sync because it periodically checks the source repository for any changes, or it usually takes about 30 seconds to 45 seconds, or you can just click refresh and it will go out of sync. Yeah, there we go, it goes out of sync. And if you want to know before syncing, it's always a good practice to see what has actually changed. So if I go to app div, and you can see here annotations, it's going to add the annotation channel just me and open source to my service and to my deployment and to my pods as well. Okay, so that looks good to me, and I'm going to do a synchronize. So this is bringing up another pod, and it's also terminating the old pod. So now we should be seeing, okay, so while the pod is getting terminated, yeah, the pod is getting terminated and we've got the new pod running, and still the names are looking fine, Kustomize-Nginx, Kustomize-Nginx, so still it's applying the customization. And if I go to the service, and you can see here the annotation channel just me and open source got added, and the same thing for the deployment channel just me and open source. Let's look at the replica set annotations. Nope. Okay, so it hasn't applied the annotation. I don't know how it actually works, but we specified that the annotations has to be applied to the deployment and the service. All right, so probably it should be done in the pod as well. Yep, channel just me and open source. Cool. Okay, so we've got everything. Let me delete this app, and I'm also going to revert this change because if any of you guys are going to try this after watching this video, don't get confused. So let me straight away delete this and commit this change. Okie dokie, so that's getting terminated. Okay, I think that's all I wanted to show you in this video. And as I said, I've got one more video about Argo CD CLI, and then I'll be wrapping up this Argo CD series. And as promised, my following video after the Argo CD CLI video will be a video on Kustomize. That has been in my list for a very long time, and I'll try to do it, and I'll release it week after next Monday. Right, thank you so much for your time watching this video. I will see you all in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you like it, please share it with your friends. Bye bye.